Hello, 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 it's coffee time. Let's go and get the cuppas over there. Very unorganised. We are reading the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to. Yes, we're back at it again. Back on the horse, as it were. And what's the big news? Well, the big news is that, you know, there's a World Cup happening. It's going to happen, I think it starts the weekend. Beer has been banned. Yes, the Qatari royal family said, we want no beer here. And so this very morning, FIFA has confirmed that beer has been banned from World Cup stadiums because you're in a dry country. And, you know, it's... The hilarious thing is Budweiser is a major sponsor of this event, and I think they probably want their money back, wouldn't they? Yeah. This is the football tournament was put under pressure by the Qatari royal family, but supporters will only be allowed to buy beer in fan zones where pints cost £12 a pint, and you can only buy 4 per person, or in licensed hotels and restaurants. Again, even though Qatar is a dry country, you know, there are some hotels that still have bars and whatnot. Meanwhile, Budweiser themselves addressed the issue by tweeting, indeed it is awkward, isn't it? So yeah, it's I guess it was all going to end in beers. I think that's the headline that the Daily Mail used, but it's the only pun it's the only pun, isn't there? They even steal my puns away from me. So yeah. Well, yesterday we had the emergency mini budget as a response to the mini budget, and Jeremy Hunt. That's not rhyming slang. Have we got a picture of the Hunt? There he is. He's a right Hunt. He is. Look at him. He raised taxes. Which is what we're going to have to do. Again, this annoys dyed-in-the-wool Tories, but you know, someone's going to have to pay for COVID, and this is what we're doing. But there is some stuff he's doing. Again, I can't pretend I know the machinations of all this, because there's some shadow play at hand, and some of the budget cuts he's actually delayed for 2 years, so that it will happen just before the next election. Now he's betting that they're going to lose, so that then Labour will come in and they'll have these taxes to deal with, and yeah, he's kind of shifting some of the tax burden on to the next government, which is quite interesting. I was listening about it on the radio. Because I thought I didn't do coffee time yesterday because this was happening. I wanted to get the analysis, get some analysis. 8 million Brits face paying 40p tax, another 2 million, and the top rates after the stealth raid. Well, it's not a stealth raid because we know about it. We're talking about it. It's not really a stealth raid, though I do believe they are doing a windfall. They're increasing the windfall tax on the energy companies as well. But it was always going to be. A tight squeeze. Ping. But yeah, so. There's no way through it. I just find it hilarious that we had before this, at the times of Cameron Osborne, we had that. Do you remember austerity politics, which they imported from the EU? Do you remember that? Look where it got us. Because again, I think, I've said this before. Countries shouldn't be run like a shopping list where you've got to meet your budget. No. It should be run like it's a business where there will always be some holding debt, because if you have a business, you have your incoming and your outgoings, and you have your profit and you have your loss, and there's always a little bit of loss and a little bit of profit, and one offsets one because that's how you invest money into the business. And the UK is a business. is it not? If you think about it, it's not a shopping list, it's a business. And so, we're always going to have ping. They spent how much? So Mrs. and the kids are out in town. Everything they spend pings on the Apple Watch, and I go, oh no, they spent how much? So yeah, tighten your belts. It's going to be a bumpy ride. We put the heating on. We put the heating on last night. In fact, I should get the phone and see how much we only had it on for a little while. We had it on, or did we? I can't remember. What time did we put it on? I think we put it on in the afternoon. So we would have got a couple of hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours. Let's see how much gas we used. I've changed the setting on the boiler. Ping. Oh, this is what it's clever, this, because I can actually, using my smart meter, I can see just how poor we are instantly. I said to the missus, when we find out how much gas we used, we're never gonna. It would be funny if it were. Let's see. So gas. What did we use yesterday? £3.29. £3.29. Now, it wasn't that long ago. That'd be, our putting the heating on would be maybe £1.50, £1.60. £3.29 for having the heating on. So that's 90 quid. If we have it on every day, it's nearly over. It'll be over. Well, then that's without the standing charge as well. So yeah, it's got it won't be having the heating on. Won't be having the heating on again. So £3.29 just to keep warm. This is ridiculous. What else have we got? We have court news. This is mother of 3, Levi Barrett. Here she is. And what's she been up to? Well, let me tell you. She won the rampage, apparently. A rampage. The 31-year-old mother of 3 bit into her ex-boyfriend's ear as he threw her out of his home after she smashed up his belongings in a cocaine-fueled wrecking spree. Yeah, the couple were having a troubled relationship, a court heard yesterday, and yeah, she flipped out whilst they were trying to, recover, build bridges again from their relationship. During a rampage, she smashed a glass table, the TV, and damaging Mr. Collier's jewellery and aftershave, leaving hundreds of pounds worth of destruction in her wake. And as he tried to remove him from his property in Stockport, Greater Manchester, she bit him on the ear. Yeah, and he had to have surgery. But yeah, even though the judge described the savage attack as a nasty thing to do, Minchell Street Crown Court saw Barrett avoiding jail due to mitigating circumstances. She's off her tits on coke, and she avoided jail because she pled guilty, and they took into account the time she'd already spent in HMP style, that's a prison. So yeah, mind you, there's something for the dads. So yeah, you want to avoid this one. You see this one, swipe left, dads. She's just got that amount of crazy in her. Look, it's in the eyes. Look, it's crazy. Stay away from that one, because she'll bite your ear off. Again, they've certainly gone through her social media. They've got some of them, yeah. Blimey. Lose an ear. Meanwhile, the Nord Stream pipe, do you remember that? The one that went boom on September the 26th and ended up causing 4 leaks in the Baltic Sea. Do you remember that? Do you remember? Go on, love, do you remember it? That's it. There's the aftermath. Again, there's been much debate on who did it. It was the Russians. Spoilers. Yeah, the pipeline which links Russia and Germany via the Baltic Sea was severely damaged. Well, Swedish investigators have said, guess what, folks? It was sabotage because they found traces of explosives near the site. Of course, the Russians will say it was the Brits what done it, Gov. Honest, but at least we know. At least we now know that it was. So, really. Meanwhile, this is CCTV of what they claim is Britain's most dangerous zebra crossing in Bradford, and you need Herb Alpert's little Spanish flea music playing. I mean, well, I think what we see here is it's cars not stopping at the traffic, lights. It's obvious. It's not that it's dangerous. It's just the people are ignoring the rules of the road, because people are like him. He's gingerly making his way across, and that car should have stopped. So there you go. This was originally highlighted by Jeremy Vine, the famous cyclist who also broadcasts in his spare time. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous out there, but again, it's cyclists more. They're a danger. They're a danger. Meanwhile, researchers. We love researchers here. Yeah. Researchers at the Canadian Museum of Nature in Ottawa, DISCO. That was Ottawa, wasn't it? They did that one. They've discovered that T-Rex, get it on, bang a gong, get it on. No, not that T-Rex. The guy with the little hands. That fella. Oh God, I've dropped my change. I can't pick it up. Well, they've discovered T-Rex, and we've got one here. They've actually done a picture. Of course, we don't know what colour it is. I mean, it could be mauve with sky blue spots. It could be pink with custard coloured eyes. We have no idea what the T-Rex looks like. Some say it looks like Mark Bolan. I'm really ploughing that one into the ground, aren't I? That joke. But yeah, the paleontologists, for that's what they are called, Jordan Malone and Dr. Dave Hone, reckons that the T-Rex was 70% larger than we previously thought and could weigh 33,000 pounds. That's 15,000 kilos. That means it's heavier than a double-decker bus. Again, this is still speculative because they're referring to one of the larger finds that they've had. They call him Scotty. He's called Scotty, and they've only found 32 adult T-Rex specimens out of a population of 2.5 billion. They reckon there were 2.5 billion of them. What if there was only 33? How did they know there was 2.5 billion T-Rexes? There might have only been 33 of them. But yeah, they reckon they're big. But this is all speculative. It could even be bigger than that. They're not sure because we don't know. Nobody really knows. But yeah, he tweeted, our back of the envelope calculation suggests that a 15,000 kilo animal is mechanically feasible, but it would require more rigorous testing. What, the envelope, or his theory, or the T-Rex? So there you go. Should go on a diet. Oh, gosh. Council tax is going up again. They keep going on about, I don't know, the budget. They're calling it Britain's lost decade now because of inflation and pay freezes, and it's just. on one of the shows on the telly last night, I think it was ITV News, they started going, oh, the budget, and it's taken us back to the 50s. The 50s. I'm sitting there watching a flat screen television that's bigger than my head, holding a computer in the palm of my hand, which is about, I don't know, 1,000,000 times powerful than the one that powered the Apollo spacecraft, right? Central heating, healthcare that was unprecedented from the 50s, and he's saying we're back to the 50s. You go, you're insane. These hyperboles need to be curbed somewhat. 2 years in lockdown. That's what this is a result of. Remember, there is no magic money tree. Well, there is if there's PPE involved and it's your mate down the pub. But for the rest of us, this is where you start paying in sweat. Mind you, that I've just said that, right? And the Daily Mail are running this cycle saying, have we really had it so bad? 22 is a year of soaring inflation, bills to the roof, right? But then he's comparing it. Look, I think everything's fine, isn't it? Really? Is everything fine? Now this is a sad story, right? Right, this is the story of Joel Banks. He'd been taking his dog for a walk, and this is his dog. It's called Ghost, and he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier cross. And they were walking near their home in Bromley, where Mr. Banks fell ill and passed out. He was found unconscious, and of course, paramedics were arrived and they took him away. And someone took his dog. They stole his dog while he was unconscious. Here he is, with Ghost, and he's pleading for him to return his dog. And again, if you have any, here's the poster. Again, I haven't put the detail, the number up, but I'm sure if you phone Crime Stoppers or someone like that. Yeah, this happened on 8th of November near Downham, near Bromley, and he collapsed outside Morley's chicken shop. Yeah, but he said, I remember going to my friend's house with Ghost, but I must have collapsed. And someone told paramedics they were my good friend and would look after my dog. Next thing, I woke up in hospital and I realised that he's been stolen. And he's been told that 2 men were seen walking away with his pet. Oh, it's just really mean, right? It's a lot of stress for him, isn't it? It's not good. Meanwhile, John Krause, he's a astronomer. A space photographer, they call him. He's been locked out of he's been locked out of his Twitter account because he posted some footage of the Artemis rocket going up. Now, what could possibly be offensive, of iPhone footage of the Artemis launch? There it is. This is the tweet that got him into trouble. Well, they said they locked him out for violating Twitter rules. Yeah, they reckon it was porn. Yeah, we know that we know that rocket launches have a certain phallic quality about them, but come on, the algorithm must be daft. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, how could they make that mistake? Mind you, this was a sad story, and it shows you the injustices of what's going on. This is the sad story of Maurice Snelling. He's 72, right? And Maurice Snelling, he fell foul of COVID rules because he sold mince pies. Yeah, he sold mince pies during COVID, right? Yeah. he was found guilty of perverting the course of justice on 8th of November 2022 following a case relating to a breach of Tier 3 code rules in 2020, where he'd served food and drink at Cloudside shooting grounds during the lockdown. Now, he said that he thought that the establishment was in the Tier 2 arrangement. Can you even remember all this Tier 2, Tier 3 rubbish? But it wasn't, it was in Tier 3, and so he got into trouble. Well, anyway, they sent him to prison. Yeah, they sent him down for 6 months for selling mince pies. Right? Selling mince pies. I see God's on me again. And unfortunately, Mr. Snelling has had a heart attack. He just 5 days into jail. He fell ill with a heart attack and had to undergo surgery. I mean, again, I think now all this stuff should be forgotten. It should all be forgotten. I think we need to. Cheer things up a bit now. What do you reckon? Should we do that? Okay, let's cheer up. Who wants to see a man with a big thumb? Okay. This is Jacob Pena. No, I think I've got a funny feeling I've covered him before. This thumb looks familiar, right? Jacob Pena. He's got a really big thumb, and he's really handy if you're hitchhiking, because look, he can just go, give us a lift. Though I imagine he has a hard time finding gloves that fit him. What do you reckon? His thumb is 5 inches long. It's funny because he looks quite normal. Here he is. He looks quite normal, but he's got an abnormally large thumb and can't get gloves or mittens to fit. Yeah. I'm sure we've done this before. Yeah. Okay then. Meanwhile, this is a story again. The guy's unnamed, but this video was shared on TikTok, and TikTok is the sound of their brain cells knocking together. Where the video earned 8.2 million views. And why did this fellow get into trouble? Because he planned his wedding, right? And he arrived in his wedding in a coffin. And of course, social media, and here he is they've ringed him. Here, look, see, he's the guy. He gets out the coffin. People have said, "Oh, this is incredibly disrespectful." I think it's hilarious. What happened with people? I mean, I don't think his missus had a problem with it. She probably was in on it. Do you really think he did it without her knowing? But yeah, apparently the denizens of TikTok said, "Oh, this is disrespectful. He's disrespecting her." He is. Meanwhile, this story arrived on Facebook, and it's on a Facebook page dedicated to first aid. It's a Polish Facebook page, and a woman arrived who was suffering. She was suffering from shortness of breath. So I went, okay. And she suffers from a condition called pica. I'm not going to explain what that is yet. But she phoned emergency service after she started to suffocate, basically. And when they x-rayed her, they found that she'd swallowed an iPhone charging cable. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, it got stuck in the upper part of her esophagus, but she's okay. She had an operation, and they removed the cable from her esophagus. Yeah, and this is a close up of it here. But they say she's in cable condition, and there won't be any charge. But yeah, pica is a condition where you will eat inanimate objects, that you shouldn't really be eating. Again, they see it in mental health institutions. People will eat all manner of things, and it's not a good thing. Meanwhile, I mean, you think that's having that bad stuck in you, but this is a story of a Russian soldier, right? Again, fighting in the Ukraine conflict. He's Junior Sergeant Nikolai Pasenko, the 41-year-old, was fighting in Ukraine, and he got hit by a grenade. Here he is, obviously before the event, but he got hit by a grenade, and the grenade lodged in his sternum. You can see it there. It's that white object there. So he ended up being a walking grenade because it didn't explode. Now, can you imagine, operating on the guy with an undetonated grenade in him? And this was the news footage of them getting this. These are the surgeons. They're putting on body armour to do the operation. Press the wrong button there. To do the operation. I mean, crikey. There they are, planning it, where it's lodged. And yeah, it's the doctors said the ammunition was located between the aorta and inferior vena cava. Those are the arteries in the heart. And after the surgery, he made a recovery. Blimey. I mean, that could have ended really, really horribly, couldn't it? But there you go. That's another weird object found inside someone's body. But let's go to Florida. If you want to hide a weapon, where do you want to hide your weapon? Well, one guy in Florida was trying to get through an airport, Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, when eagle-eyed TSA agents noticed something a bit unusual. For a Florida man tried to smuggle a gun through airport security inside a chicken, a raw chicken. Yeah, you could say he was based in their time. That was rubbish, wasn't it? And blimey, I think we've done enough, and I've just heard people return. Animal story? Okay. This is rat versus magpie. The fight continues. Two magpies are picking on this rat, and he's just giving them what for. Sorry for the shaky footage. This isn't professional video footage. But yes, indeed, this is the battle we've wanted to know. Sharon Dring, who's 65, caught the dramatic fight up in Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire last Friday. And the rat took on both of them. The two magpies swooped down on the rat. And the rat took them on and managed to scare them off. Well, there you go. Again, it's a shame that what's that? It's not an iPhone. So yeah, you can kind of make it out. But yeah. So in that case, when it's magpie versus rat wins. In this case, it's 2 for sorrow. Not 1 for, 2, because it's usually, magpies, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. Wasted on you. We're going to end there because I just heard the missus and the kids come back. I'll just see if there's anyone in the chat. Luke's in. And he's just asking questions. And he's repeating himself. Brendan's in. Lone says, I need a new heater. It's always cold in my tiny apartment. My bills are not bad for living in Norway. Part of the country. Got lucky, exactly. Hey, everything's fine. Anyway, Andrew's in. He says hello. Lone Wolf says, oh, Ghost is okay. I'm always afraid something bad will happen to animals. Indeed. Oh, no. Oh, dear. And anyway, I think that's it. Have we done there? Lone Wolf says, there's a guy somewhere who had a skipper open his blood. Yeah, we did that one. We did. Do catch up. Do catch up. Very poor the quality of your comments today. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to go and have some lunch. I know I didn't make it. Ta-ta.